Well, the 1950 sports cars typifying what the Phoenix Park races are all about.
This car's the original Lotus 11 Series 2 to Le Mans specification with a forward screen. It's a 1500cc Coventry Climax, chassis number 344. It's only had about 5 owners from new, 1957. And it raced right up until 1964, 1965. And I acquired the car about 6 weeks ago. So it was restored 14 years ago by a great friend of mine. I always knew it was a good car, nice original body, good chassis, and I couldn't afford to buy it then. But 14 years later, I was able to get my hands on it, and it's wonderful. It's very low, the car, and it's very light, so it seems a little bumpy. But I guess these are traditional circuits, and you have to get used to it. I've softened all the springs off today because I thought I was going to lose all my teeth yesterday. So I'm going to go for a much softer setting. But it's great, you know, to race in such a natural setting. And we really race so that we can keep the cars alive in original condition with a good spirit. You know, if you were here in 1957, it would have looked just like this.
Well, we've got the very historic C-type Jaguar of Avon, and that's, I think Moss drove that in the 12 hours of Reims, and it was the first win of a car with disc brakes, I think, in a major event. Moss drove it several times, Eric Carlson drove it somewhere in Sweden. It's a very historic car. The HWMs, I think, both have a fantastic racing history. You know, they've done their bit in their time. So have a lot of these Fraser Nashes. You know, they've all done Targa Florio. Some have done Le Mans in their day. You know, so it's quite a historic group of cars, really.
And there's Richard Pilkington and his immaculate Fraser Nash post-war 1953 2-litre car, as he's working his way out of Bury Glen Corner. He's being chased down by the red Lotus 11, number 31 of our leader Peter Hannon. And how tremendous it is to see these cars in the Phoenix Park on a road circuit. This is where these cars really ought to be, their natural habitat, their natural environment. Of course, road racing was the staple of motor racing back in the 50s and into the 1960s. And perhaps Phoenix Park is the last surviving example of that sort of circuit. And as we see Ben Cousins in the enormous 3.5-litre C-type Jaguar comes inside Peter Hannon into the first corner. A real David and Goliath battle this between Cousins in the enormous C-type Jaguar, of course made famous the Jaguar marque at Le Mans back in 1953 with their first victory. And he's really struggling to get the big car stopped and around Bury Glen Corner. And there's an example of the advantage that Peter Hannon has in these damp conditions here, as he manages to just nimbly work his way around the corners in his Lotus 11. A little bit more cut and thrust. He's up the inside coming out of Mountjoy Corner, but now surely we'll see the power advantage of the C-type Tell. But no, Ben Cousins has decided that discretion is the better part of valor. Of course, these cars are driven hard, but these guys don't like to take too many risks. Spinner there, Graham Burrows, in his unusual post-war 1952 Fraser Nash. He's firing it up, he's going to get it started. But as we come on to the start-finish straight at the last lap, with the rain pounding down, it's Peter Hannon who's managed to break away for the win. David has beaten Goliath this time, a tremendous victory for a tremendous driver. And just to confirm the victory for Peter Hannon in his Lotus 11, followed home by Ben Cousins in the C-type Jaguar, with Spike Milligan in the HWM Jaguar in third place.